And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guests. She recently became a full-time podcast producer after discovering her love of audio storytelling and also not having older relatives know what the hell it is she does for a living. It's Renee Colvert. And he's a comedian and author of the David Huntsberger Daily Outfit Almanac, the essential guide to David Huntsberger historic and forecasted daily outfits. It's David Huntsberger. Tone Zone is here to announce that on the heels of Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter, he is putting financing together to purchase a competing service, the walls of public restrooms. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen. Your new best friend.
Hello, my little chocolate-dipped Madeleines. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By West Anthony. Oh my God, so much stuff to get into on this episode. My husband, who did the intro, his voice was pretty rough. And you might be thinking, uh-oh, is he sick? We won't know for a few days because we went to Disneyland yesterday and we were around so many people. So we'll be testing in a few days. Outside, we wore masks when we were inside. We were like the very few people who wore them inside. And to be perfectly honest, there were times where I'm like, it's just too hot to keep this on all the time. But spiritually, I was wearing it inside. But there were a few times where I'm like, I'm not being super safe about this. I did not want to start the show that way. But really, actually, what I intended to say was, if his voice sounds rough, he's not sick. It's because we were at Disneyland yesterday and we were yelling because it is so loud there. This is not how I wanted to start the show. The way I'm going to start the show is also not how I want to start the show. Eventually, I feel like when I settle into like year 15 of hosting the podcast, I'll figure out how it is I want to start the show. Anyway, I'm on Patreon. So much fun stuff. You can get bonus episodes of The Friend Zone. Tomorrow, will be sitting down with Betsy Sidaro, asking her your questions. She is someone that lots of people have been wanting me to do a bonus episode with. So I'm very excited to get to the bottom of Betsy.
Hell yeah.
You can see the video of this episode. I'm wearing far less makeup than normal. So if that sounds appealing, that would be flattering to me if that sounds appealing. There's a level where you can text me. I'll text you back. All sorts of fun stuff. You can submit carbohydrates. All sorts of fun stuff. Patreon.com/AllisonRosen. Sign up for your get 2 months free. Okay. Let's get into it. I'd like to say hello to all of my guests. Renee Colvert, welcome back.
Over the moon to be here. I am one of those people who would turn into a Patreon to see less makeup. A little less makeup. You look stunning.
Thank you. I mean, it might be the Zoom filter. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing a podcast at 10:30 a.m., which I know for regular people. And I don't say regular people in a pejorative way. I say regular people like I'm not a morning person. Mm-hmm. And in the past, there was an incident many years ago where I said that I was interviewing Kevin Hart at like 8:30 a.m. and I expressed a level of gripage about it. And I received a lot of flack for it. Okay. Like that is a perfectly acceptable time.
That is an early time for an interview.
Seemed very early to me.
The flack folks need to chill out. It's early. It's early for an interview.
Early. It seemed very early to me. But everyone was like, I wake up at 4:30 a.m. So you can just shut the fuck up. So anyway, ever since then, I am nervous to ever bitch about anything. And 10:30 is really not early. But I will be putting on makeup then. So I thought, I'm going to give my face a rest.
You cannot do it. For your Patreon folks, I was like, do I have a filter on right now? I don't. I definitely don't. But I think I did thumbprint the lens. I think that's what's happening. Does it seem a little printy?
I mean, you look very soft focused,
It
beautiful.
It looks like you put on the Stairway to Heaven filter.
Yeah. That,
okay,
Or
now you're
Highway to
wiping
Heaven.
the lens.
Any transportation mode
Highway
to Heaven. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
you're a
feel
little more
like-
clear now.
yeah, you see
Yes.
the crow's eyes now. That was a
see you more
thumbprint.
clearly.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Wow.
And you know,
That's
this
how
whole,
you get a filter.
the whole conversation.
Right on there.
The conversation was off mic before we started, but your hair has hardly ever looked better.
Oh, that's very kind. That's very kind of you to say. I am. Now you're saying that you're not wearing makeup because you're sort of.
I'm wearing less
pacing
makeup.
yourself. You're wearing less makeup
Because I'm lazy. Because I'm a lazy sack of shit. It's really, I mean, yes, I have to put on makeup tomorrow. It's
that's
not
true.
totally that. It was just like, I just can't do it. I just don't feel like it.
We're in the same zone as after the pandemic. I'm like, I don't know if I need bangs. I don't know if I need a haircut. I don't know if I need any of it. So this is a result of a Brazilian blowout in October, is what you're currently working with. So the waves are coming back. I don't know when I'm going to get another one. I'll keep you posted.
Renee, it is working for you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it's wonderful to see you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
David Huntsberger, hello.
Hello. Nice to be back.
Wonderful to have you back as well.
I had a meeting recently that was scheduled for 9 a.m. Pacific time, at least I thought. And but it was with people on the East Coast. And then I woke up at, like 6:15 a.m. And shortly after I saw on my phone that there was a message. It was from, like message scheduling. It'll have like an admin sort of email thing. It said there were two things that were kind of like, I wasn't fully awake, but it was kind of like a 15-minute reminder and or like this is and I was like, oh, it's about 6:15 now, which means this meeting started 15 minutes ago and I'm getting this sort of like, hey, it's 15 minutes ago. You should be at this meeting.
Right.
And so I messaged the person really quickly. Or I went back and I looked at the original email thread, and it was kind of a gray area where it was like, hey, 9 works well. Here are some other times. And the other times at the end said EST. So I just thought like, well, oh man, it didn't even occur to me that you could make that switch. So I sent a message just saying, I apologize, but I thought it was 9 a.m. I will still be available at 9 a.m. Pacific time. But then I was also really regretting not scheduling more meetings for 5 a.m. I just think you'd get to hear a lot of people's dreams and stuff. It would be so bizarre where people were like, hey, yes, great to be here. Was I just talking to you? That was a dream. Do you know what it's like when like there's like a rope, but it's also kind of a swing and you're anyway, sorry, what? It would just be, there'd be like a sense of levity that I think would be really fun because you couldn't get too mad at anybody.
Right.
No.
Daniel, this feels like a perfect segue into you telling me, okay, I'm sorry, this is a tangent within a tangent. However,
to close it up, the meeting, I was not late. The person just made an adjustment to a thing, and they're like, no, we're still good for 9 a.m. Pacific. So it was all fine. It was just me overreacting and then creating a new scenario where early meetings are like the thing. They're like the new brunch.
Did you still tell them your dreams? Did you open with your dreams 3 hours later?
I couldn't remember them.
But but that was a thing for a moment, and maybe it still is, these like power breakfasty things. And every article that's like, how do successful people do it? And they're like, well, I wake up at 4:45 and then I work out for an hour and then I have 16 meetings before 7:30 a.m. And then, I mean, like that, I feel like the breakfast meeting is a thing. So you are doing the pre-breakfast meeting.
Ooh.
I love it.
I remember when I was traveling the road a lot doing comedy, and one of my relatives was like, I think things would be going better for you if you got up earlier, because we were at a family gathering where we were in the same vicinity, and I didn't wake up till 10 a.m. or something. But I was like, I didn't go to bed until like 2 or 3 a.m. It works. It's a scale. And I think creative people tend to operate a little more on, I need to let weird thoughts kind of filter in or make their way in. That doesn't happen as much if you're going to bed at 9 and getting up at 5 a.m. Maybe it does, but I don't see it as much.
Right. Yes.
I don't think so.
However,
are any of us morning people?
I've become one in the last few years.
Okay, but you had
that disembodied voice
I didn't have to force
belongs. What'd you say?
Oh, sorry. I was answering Renee's question of, no, I didn't have to force it. It was like clockwork when I turned 40. I just immediately started waking up at 7 no matter what happened. Didn't matter when I went to bed. And my mom is like that too. So like, I guess it's a family thing. I don't know.
What bitch put a curse on your family?
Yeah.
And I was saying that disembodied voice belongs to Tony Thaxton. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, so you are a morning person.
Yeah, I have become one. It's very much to my surprise because I never was. I used to stay up very late and sleep in very late. But yeah, fascinating. I know. I'm just a very interesting person.
You contain multitudes. So anyway, there's so many tangents within these tangents. Well, I gotta make a note of them so that I don't lose any of them.
Make some tangent notes.
Okay. We got calendar, we got shirts, and we got chicken. This will make sense. Now, listen, if there's ever a reason, patreon.com/Allison Rosen, I just realized, except for Tony, the morning person, who doesn't, one of these things is not like the others. It is if we have dressed for a Christmas card. Look, we all match.
That is very cute. What was the theme, do you suppose? Navy?
Blues.
Blues.
I mean,
It's blue?
I'm wearing purple.
Yeah. Tony, you're going to have to go change.
It looks
I thought mine was purple too.
okay. Well, blue purples. And my shirt has blue and purple. Renee, you're wearing blue?
Yep. Navy and...
I mean, this is the classic what color is a blueberry to you guys?
Sure.
Yeah. Violet?
And what do you think? Everyone, you're going to get a chance to weigh in on blueberry color.
Violet's a good call.
Yeah.
It's like a bluish purple.
Bluish purple.
I mean, this might be a what color is your computer screen, but no one's taking away from the fact that we look like we all planned it out, except for Tony, who has to get up early and throw on red.
It's because my ring light burned out. It's affecting.
Otherwise, it would show up.
Colors are all weird. Yeah.
You know, I don't see colors all that well, and
that's right.
I got some of those glasses, colorblind glasses.
Yes,
as a gift. And the place where it shows up the most is Wordle. I can't see Wordle, but if I wear the glasses, I can see the different colors of the squares. Oh, wow. So the Wordle creators, maybe they want to take that into consideration. I bet there are a lot of people out there that probably love that game that can't see it.
Wow. So which colors are you not seeing when you play Wordle without the glasses?
Oh, maybe you can change the color scape. I'll bet that is an
I don't
option
think so.
in Wordle.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I think it's kind of like green and yellow. Is it supposed to be or something? And they look identical to me. So I just see a bunch of blocks that all. At the first I saw, I was like, "What's the objective here? That seems impossible." The person whose phone it was like, "What?" Well,
How
there's
could you
different.
possibly narrow such a thing down?
Yeah, and then boom, put the glasses on, and it was a whole new. It's really fun to wear the glasses because they don't make that big of a difference. And then you look around and go, oh, look at that.
So, what
That's
part of
really
the
neat.
spectrum are you blind to?
I think it's right in that brown, green, yellow, some reds and oranges. There's like a tone or a shade within those where I will go like, so even the blueberry one, I felt very confident saying violet, but I don't know the difference really between indigo and violet and navy. Maybe no one does, but like aqua and seafoam green, there's no way I would be able to tell the difference. Light blue and
So it's like your green receptors is the one that.
yeah, it's got to be. Whatever Wordle is, whatever the specific Wordle receptor is. Yeah.
Do you think those glasses are in Wordle's pocket or Wordle's is in that glasses pocket? Who's trying to monetize who?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to
New
make
York
money off this.
Times.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I knew it. Called it.
Does it piss you off that there are people in the world that have a fourth cone in their eye and they can actually see even more colors than in the green spectrum? Like, and you
It doesn't
can
piss
see
me
feeling?
off. I mean, I can't really do like 360 dunks. There's a lot of stuff that people have that I wish I did. So I just had to kind of go, oh, that's
Wait,
cool.
It
It's cool they
doesn't
can do
piss you
that.
off that people can do 360. It pisses me off.
No,
all
I
the
look
time.
at it the other side. That, I'm glad they can do that. I'm glad to know that humans are able to be like super
Right.
testers or tasters. These things that Imagine if you had all of them. You're out there doing windmill dunks, tasting delicious wines, and seeing all the colors. Too much.
That's
Be hard to know your purpose.
Yeah.
Is it dunking or seeing? You don't know. You don't
Imagine
know.
hearing that person complain to you. I'm just not where I want to be in my career. And I shut up. You got enough.
So, okay. You were talking about if we had super early morning meetings, some of your subconscious would be leaking through
Yeah.
and what that would be like. Daniel, tell them what you told me this morning because you just wanted to like drop a pin, a data point in what happened in case you lose your mind.
Allison's like my witness, kind of, like I'll tell her, like, you look, someone needs to be paying attention to these things. So if I ever need to be institutionalized, you can say, like, here was the progression.
There were signs.
Yeah. And this morning I was in bed and everyone had left the room. So I was alone.
Everyone. How many people were in our room? Well, at one point, actually, there
got a lot
was
of
you,
folks in
me,
this
Elliot,
house.
and our dog. Yeah.
We had a lot of folks in there at one point, and now it was just me. And to the left side, clear as day. Clear as, I mean, it was not something that you go, wait, did I just hear that? I heard it. I heard a chicken, or like, I guess maybe that's more of a turkey. And I was like, the fuck? Like, do we have poultry in the fucking bed? Like, what the? And then I was like, there must be a speaker in the bed. And I realized neither was true. I just imagined it. And so I said, here's phantom chickens. This is just a data point. It's just like he's forgetful. Sorry, he's forgetful. He hears phantom chickens. Like he needs some help.
And I said, are you sure you weren't dreaming? And he's sure he wasn't dreaming. I think you were.
I wasn't.
Probably.
Maybe I was. No, I wasn't.
Yeah, I like that it's abbreviated, even though there's plenty of time to write down. He thought he heard a chicken. It wasn't. Just here's phantom chickens. So the shorthand of all these moments would be really fun to see compiled together. It seemed like a set list or something, or like a bunch of songs for Tony's. Did you get this from the Motion City soundtrack? Is that what these songs are?
She'll just use it against me if I ever want to run for office or something. Sure. Like
He does hear phantom chickens.
Yeah.
So
Word
I don't know if
is-
we can trust him.
yeah.
Also, what I would use against something that. I'm sorry, I did get distracted by the fact that I just heard a lot of like crazy turkey-esque squawking, flapping around. So I don't think there's turkeys, but maybe I like the idea that you're
Is that a
losing your
symptom
mind,
of COVID
Daniel.
that you hear?
Are they not phantoms, or maybe there's something in your
Yeah,
neighborhood
did
going
you guys
on?
get chickens? Maybe? Is that something we should bring up?
I mean, I just heard a lot of like weirdly chicken-esque squawking. So now I don't know what to think.
Man, if you guys have a ghost chicken,
Oh, an
that
angry
is
a chicken
terrific.
with unfinished business.
With Jay, hey, that was my house. That was my house. These people came in and flipped it. And they sold it to you guys, and I just barely been in there. I barely got to peck around.
There's a story of a chicken who used to live here who had to drown its young.
Oh,
And
God.
Still, you can hear its.
Wait, what?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It was just it's way too dark, man. It's a ghost chicken.
Yeah.
It's a spooky ghost chicken.
Oh, all right.
What if it's just a friendly chicken?
Yeah.
Just a nice, friendly.
Yeah.
Ghost
This could be a
chicken.
G-rated.
That does impressions of
Undead
turkey.
I don't know if we
chicken.
need drown their children into the mix. I feel like that's a little.
Why'd it have to go so dark?
Yeah.
This is the story. It's like a well-known.
Hey, I'm losing my mind over here.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you're-
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, your kids don't have any type of toy that sounds like a chicken, right? Or
I mean,
They have every toy that sounds like
Okay.
everything. You can't, if you take a step in this house, various sounds fire, and you just look around and think, what just set off what? But I don't feel there's a chicken. Anyway, the other thing Daniel said, this is what I'll use if he wants to run for office.
Mm-hmm.
You know those little Propel water? It's like a, what is it? Like an energy water.
It's an
like
electrolyte replenisher thing.
Yeah.
It's like a Gatorade.
So they make
sort of thing.
little powder that you can pour into water, which is 0 calorie. And despite the fact I've explained I don't like water, I've gone on at length about my tooth peaks and the enamel loss, and I know I should just be drinking water, but I just hate it. I just can't do it. So I've been drinking these Propel water things because it is still water. It's just I'm putting this stuff in it that is bad for my teeth, but still it just tastes good. But anyway, Daniel last night said, yeah, those Propel packets are the S Diggity. And I said, what does that mean? But apparently it's short for shit diggity. And I said, who's saying that? He is.
I made it up, and then I abbreviated it.
Yeah. I wanted to save time.
Yeah.
It should be something. It's
I agree.
Somebody's got to make something up.
yeah.
You can't leave it to the other guy all the time. Word's got to come from somewhere. What do you do? Let's do it. And Ask Diggity is where we want to leave it. That's
Ask Diggity.
no more
I like
workshopping.
Ask Diggity.
Okay.
Oh, it was S Diggity, but I like Ass Diggity.
Okay.
Ass Diggity. Now that has panache. This was S Diggity.
S Diggity. But it came from shit diggity.
Yeah.
It
Those
felt like something. Listen,
think about it. Those Propel packets are the S Diggity.
It
There's
sounds like
nothing
something
to like
someone
about it.
was saying.
Got it. Okay.
I just
Cool
worked it out in my
as
head.
fuck.
I did a little
hear it.
bit of like brief etymology, and I have to go against it. At first, I was fully into it, and I started asking, where did bomb diggity take off? And then there's a musician who I despise, who I dislike their physical characteristics, who they are as a person, their music. And they had this song that ended with diggy diggy and like diggy diggity and this sort of business. And I think that spawned bomb diggity, because why would that have taken off? It's
Oh,
so
do you
dumb.
think that he was the source of that diggitiness?
I think it birthed out of that, bubbled out, and now
feel like-
S Diggity is just an extension of Bomb Diggity. So I don't award it as much creativity
Now I don't like
as
it.
it.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, and I think Diggity may have been it was pre-Diggity before Kid Diggity.
It could have been because
Yeah,
it could have
is
tied
with
into
this with this predate no diggity.
No
yeah.
Diggity.
Ooh, no diggity is the start. I like the way you work it. Love that.
Wait, who gave us no diggity?
Wait, who was that?
I
I'm
keep want to say
spacing
no
at the moment.
Rex and Effects.
No,
like
that
the
was
way you work it.
that was pump or not. That was Rump Shaker was Rex in Effect.
Oh,
Here we go. Hang on.
Dr. Dre and Queen Pen. Does that seem right?
No.
No.
It is Blackstreet.
oh yeah, yep, yeah, that's them. All right. I like the way you work it. Bomb S Diggity. Like,
There you go.
yeah, and that
Great.
was cool. It was pretty cool.
I don't
to
like
see.
using bomb. I don't like that. It's the
Yeah.
bomb. I don't like that.
Yeah, I
that's why
don't like
changed
how
it
we
to
have that
S.
propensity to kill, slay, crush.
Right.
Let's use some positive. I like chill, cool.
Or like that fucking hugs, man. Oh my god, dude! You hear that song? It fucking snuggles.
It just snuggles so hard. It does little nose kisses. So damn tough.
That's funny. I like it. Great.
Yep.
The other thing I want to say from my list, and then we can start the show. And this goes back to the meeting that David thought he might have missed. And this, okay, I think I might be, this is big of me to say. I might be the one who is behind the times here. However, I would like to know from my fellow young people on this show, how do you feel about receiving the information for, and I feel that I'm dangerously insulting people left and right with my S Diggity take. Just kidding. I'm not kidding about insulting them. I'm kidding about this take being S Diggity. I don't like information coming to me via a calendar thing that gets added that I don't realize it's added, and my eyes skate over it, and I don't know about it, and then I say, was I supposed to get the link? And they say, oh yeah, it was in your calendar. Like, I just email. I appreciate things coming to me via email because that I will get. But if it arrives on my calendar, I'm not going to get it reliably. Is that just me? Ooh.
But doesn't that have to
that's my
come-
segment.
It has to come through email.
Yeah, doesn't that come through email?
I don't get an email. Oh, that reminds me of something I was going to do. I was going to see how I make it so it sends me an email. Because I don't get an
Who's
email.
adding to your calendar without an email?
Yeah, I don't know how this would happen.
Yeah.
Only someone who
everyone.
shares your calendar.
My hope is that you hastily delete email so quickly that they just get deleted so fast that you are under the impression you don't get an email.
I want to see for you, Renee, how many emails I have, if it'll show me quickly.
Let's see.
I have like hundreds of thousands of emails. So no, I don't delete them.
Excuse me, popular. My goodness.
Maybe you just
No. That was not a brag. That was like a.
hundreds of.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant like I haven't deleted an email since I started having a Gmail email address. I don't. My email is a total unorganized mess. I have someone else set up my calendar. I have like multiple calendars. They're all kind of threaded together. I don't know how any of it works. Maybe it's iCal. Maybe it's GCal. Is there a GCal?
Google
and
Calendar.
I don't get emails about anything. But I should be getting a notification.
Yeah, I don't know
think
how
so.
you're not getting emails.
I'm just not. But people send. I mean, like when I get a notification if I'm right there. I guess sometimes it'll pop up on my computer, but it doesn't go to my email.
I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
You should be getting some emails. I will meet you that I think it should be consistent. Either put it in email or put it in the invite. But sometimes in the invite, sometimes in the email, that is tricky. Be like, well, I don't know where the link is. What are we doing? But you would prefer always an email.
But now that I'm hearing that everyone is getting them, the calendar stuff is coming via email. Oh, I don't know. I got to find out what's happening. Maybe it's all going to my spam or something.
Maybe.
Possibly. Do you want me to invite you right now and see if it shows up?
Sure. This is riveting. Tony,
All right.
drum roll, please.
Let's get Allison.
Okay. I'm on my email. Here we go.
Okay. All right. Here we go. It's coming. Send.
Okay. I'm in my email.
Okay.
Now I'm going to social, not seeing anything. Going to promotions, not seeing anything. Going to primary, not seeing anything. Okay, now I'm going to go to my calendar. Now I don't even get. Okay. Now I'm looking at my calendar,
Okay.
and I also inbox on my calendar. No, I don't see anything.
Nothing there. Yeah, that's.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh wait,
Tony?
I'm looking at the wrong day. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, today at 8, I'm wondering if you're available. Are you available tonight at 8 p.m.? You've got a meeting with Renee called Allison. This
No.
is riveting podcasting.
I mean,
Get
it's
ready for
so
the Emmys,
good.
Get ready for the Webbies. Get ready for the first Emmy Award for podcasting. It is this episode.
Oh no! Here it is.
Oh, my God.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
what do we think?
It's
How do we
on
feel
my
about that?
calendar.
Okay.
It was very confusing.
Fair.
That's how we feel about it. But I am
Fair.
going to join.
Okay, get on in there. And then
But-
you want to leave this podcast and then hang out?
Yeah. Oh no! Wait. No, I didn't mean to join the meeting. No, I just wanted to. Sorry, I didn't want to join. I just wanted to RSVP. Oh my God! I would like to apologize to everyone just for everything. But why didn't that come to my email?
That you should be getting emails. If I weren't getting emails and it just showed up in my calendar, that would frustrate me too.
Do I need to?
I don't know why
do
you're
I
not.
need to hire a geek squad?
I think you might take this up with Google. Go to big Google.
Okay, let's move on because now I feel that I have really done it, you guys. I apologize. I feel that we need to catch up with everyone and find out so much about what's going on with everyone. Obviously, we did spend time at Disneyland yesterday. We need to talk about that. So much to share. But first, this was the first show in a couple shows where Daniel did the intro because we did Tony's picks. Dave, you haven't been abreast of this. I decided to do something crazy. You might have seen the promo. I don't know. I did something crazy, just insane. You know, like those things where Smart Eddie is slashing the price. I mean, crazy, Smart Eddie. Crazy Eddie. He's slashing the prices. They're going to lock him up. I did something like that on my show. I was crazy. And I
Why
gave
you gotta be so crazy?
Oh, I love that drop. I gave the reins to Tony and I let him book the show. And we did a little promo and it was very fun and funny. And Renee was on it saying, I don't think it's going to be a success. It was really hurtful. It was really, really hurtful, Renee. I can't believe you said that.
That'd be the meanest thing Renee's ever said to me.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. It was very out of character. It was very out of character. No, I think you spoke from the heart. Yeah.
It's just revenge for that Tony thinking I was 59 4 years ago. Just trying to finally get him back.
I did not think you were 59. Again, this goes back to Dave saying that you're a great actress.
You know, when I was in Hawaii, Tony told me that he was getting a drink with 59-year-old Renee. And I was like, I know this is a reference to something, but I don't know what. So now I remember. But anyway... But during the Tony's Picks shows, and we even have a drop. Picks. That's right. That's the one. Tony did the intros, and Daniel was beside himself. He lost his purpose.
I loved it. I was so thrilled. Tony did an amazing job.
Tony was really good.
I think maybe we could keep doing them.
Well, so
Can
then we
hear one, or is it? People have heard them so much.
I mean, subscribe to the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend podcast, and you can hear them.
Sure. Dude, I bet you got a Google Doc. You can pull up real quick. Give us a little taste. Give us a little tease.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking. I think I literally think I
immediately deleted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I mean, they were so good though. I listened to them.
These are getting talked up a bit. Let's not set the bar too high.
I felt like they were really good. I mean, I've paid Tony these compliments. The promo he edited, so good. The intros, so good. He's a man of many talents. And he did so well that we have 2 more Tony's Picks coming up after this.
Tony's Picks.
That's right. So, Daniel, what are you going to do with your 2 weeks of not doing intros?
Oh, my God. I'm just my Mondays are going to be just wonderful.
You're not getting
so much
released.
Stress relief taken off of my shoulders.
So
I
anyway,
should be able to get work done.
We went to Disneyland, and we also went to California Adventure. Even though California Adventure has been open for like almost half my life, I still think of it as the new one. Do you guys also?
Definitely.
Think of it as very new, like very, very new.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been to it a couple times. We did Genie Plus. Do you know what that is? That is actually is very new. It's on the app. It's relatively
Everything's app based now at Disneyland.
Yes. If you don't have a smartphone, you can't go. There's a force field where they just eject you. It's $20 per person. And then you have access to Lightning Lane, which you can like reserve a spot in line. And then it's like a fast track or fast pass. So then you can get in a much shorter line. It's like the airlines now where there's all these separate, if you pay more, then you have priority to this or that. And then there's specific rides where the Lightning Lane even costs money. But we ended up barely waiting in line for anything. Yeah, which was nice.
It works.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. You're like, oh, that did work.
Yeah. Well, according to Carly Wiesel, the Genie Plus at Disney World doesn't work like this because everybody who goes to Disney World gets Genie Plus, whereas everybody, like the majority of people who go to Disneyland are locals and it's not worth it for them to spend more money. So it's really great at Disneyland. We didn't hardly wait in any lines, but at Disney World, you might save time at like one or two rides the whole day. So just in case anyone on the East Coast is thinking of getting it, it's a whole different situation there. But yeah, it was like, and generally the crowd, I mean, the last few times we've been to Disneyland, there's just been so many freaking people that it makes the whole experience suck.
Yeah.
But now I don't know if it's that they're regulating the number of people who can go there, but it was pretty reasonable. And this is like, May 1st. So
That's great.
But because we have children, we did not wait in very many lines for no rides that I actually wanted to go on. Like I did not go on one. I know that it's not about my experience, but the ones I would have wanted to go on were, I would have wanted to go on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And I was curious, even though I'm not a Star Wars person, I was very curious about Rise of the Resistance. Those did not happen, but we did. I made a little list. We went on. Yeah. What'd you say? The best two?
Those are probably my two favorite rides. Yeah.
Someday.
Is Guardians better now than the Tower of Terror?
I was very skeptical when they changed it because I really liked Tower of Terror, and then I rode it, and I think I actually like it better.
It's better.
Yeah, and it's different every time you ride it too. Well, I mean, not necessarily, but it can be different. I've ridden it multiple times in the same day, and it was not the same experience.
Well, that's cool.
Is it like Tower of Terror just drops, and this one does something else and drops?
Yes. But there's also just a lot more. There's all these music and video elements to it and stuff. It's really well done. It's really fun. Like it still makes you jump from the drops and all that, but like it literally just like the addition of music to it, like using like pop songs, like it makes it just feel so much more ridiculous and fun. It like totally changes the mood of the ride. It's great.
Cool. Someday. Well, we went on Winnie the Pooh. Haunted Mansion, except so Elliot is obsessed with Haunted Mansion. We've been watching a lot of
Owen pussed out.
He's 3?
He's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elliot has been watching YouTube videos of Haunted Mansion. He's been talking about Haunted Mansion. He's obsessed with Haunted Mansion.
He's memorized the whole
yes
voiceover.
Your host, your ghost host.
Yeah.
So he
says, "Welcome, foolish mortals."
Oh, that's real cute. That's real cute.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been telling Owen that you can't go. You can't go. So that's made it so Owen really wants to go. I can. No, Owen, you can't go. I can.
And we really should have just.
So then we, like a couple ding dongs, were like allowed the 3-year-old to decide that he could go.
Stupid.
We were like, what were we afterwards? We were thinking, what were we thinking? So he really wanted to go. So we're like, okay. Because I was kind of thinking, I don't know that he's going to really know what he's seeing. Maybe. And if he gets scared, he can just close his eyes. So went in. It was fine. There's like a sort of like an evil laugh, like, ah, ah, ah. And then Owen went, ah, 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 ah. And everyone laughed. And then there's a scream. And then Owen screamed and cried, and everyone laughed again. And then is the part where you sort of head to the actual ride. And I said to him, do you want to go on the ride? And he said, no. So then we went through, and then I said that he doesn't want to go. So they like showed us a little way to get out. And then the woman.
Is the way to get out, is it like themed, or is it just like a blank ass hallway or something?
It's S Diggity. Thank you.
It's it's an S Diggity hallway that's in the colors of the ride. It's not really themed. I mean, it's like definitely feels like you're sort of like backstage in an employee area, but it's not institutional looking. I mean, it looks like the rest of it, you know. And then I was holding Owen, and the woman showed me the stairs, and I turned to her and I said, "Thanks, honey." I was like, "Oh." She didn't even seem to notice though. And it was just because my brain misfired because Owen was the honey, so that was fine. Okay,
Huntsberger was the honey.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of Dave. Then we went on Small World, And then Cars, I stayed with Owen.
That ride is also great.
Elliot hated it. He gave it a real
Really?
thumbs down.
He was enjoying every second of it.
He
ones,
claimed he
like,
hated it.
I know.
Cars are like the
Radiator
Autotopia.
Springs, the one with the.
Yeah, at this point, sorry, we switched. We switched.
Scooting
Yes.
back over. All right.
And at this point, Owen kept saying he wanted a red baby car. He wanted a red baby car. And I thought he meant like he must have seen a little car figurine.
Well, also because he refers to smaller things as baby.
Right.
So
He doesn't use the word small, he uses baby. So red baby car. But he also says baby for baby. So finally we realized we went with some friends of ours and their kids, and they had rented a stroller because their kids got really tired. They'd rented a red double stroller for them. And so Owen wanted red baby car was the red stroller. That's what he was referring to.
Gotcha.
So we went and rented a red baby car,
Yeah.
even though we had a stroller. So then we had 2 strollers. We did Goofy's Flying School. That also,
It's kind of insane.
I hate that.
It'll
It's
throw you around.
Daniel was saying that it's so. We've had someone on the show and that's their favorite ride. He thinks
I think
maybe it was.
I think Betsy loves it.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty
Maybe it's
sure
Betsy.
because I think I've ridden it with Betsy.
I'm not a fan, and
It's
neither
a
was
quirky
Elliot.
ride. It's a different
Yeah.
kind of roller coaster.
Quirky is
But it's
not what
it's
how I would
jerky.
describe
it's
it.
like, you know,
It's
Not a
way
fan.
scarier than it should be.
It doesn't seem like a ride for children.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel like you're gonna fly off of the tracks.
Yeah, it feels dangerous.
Yeah.
How did that one go over? Did the kids like that one?
Owen didn't do that. Owen and I went and did the Zeppelin where you go around, and he loved that because you kind of like lift up and you're like kind of flying, and he was just like, his mind. And it's
Wait, I
gentle, you know, but the breeze.
I can't even
is
think of
going
what you're
through your
talking
hair.
about.
The swings.
It's next
like
to the jellyfish
It's next
thing.
to the jellyfish. It's the one with the silver zeppelins, and they kind of like go around, and it's like the swing ride kind of, and they just sort of go up.
I know the swings, but yeah, I don't know. You saying the jellyfish didn't help me either. I'm like, wait, what jellyfish?
There's a
Have I been?
there's a lot of new stuff, but there's like
These aren't new.
a they're jellyfish. You sit in them. It's almost like
For really little kids. I mean, not really
umbrella.
little,
It just goes up in the
Goes
air
up
and then
and
down,
goes
and then
down
they
and
just go straight up and down.
Oh, that's a ride. Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Got it. I guess I'm not paying too close attention to the rides for very small children.
Missing
Okay.
out, bro.
Next time.
I would say California Adventure. I
S
think
Diggity?
I preferred our time at California Adventure.
It's more relaxing.
They've
Some fun
added
stuff
a
there.
lot to that park since the last time I was
Yeah.
there. There's a whole like San Francisco area now.
Yeah.
And that was kind of neat. And I mean, just food really, but you know, good smells. Kind of like the whole park has like a vibe that's feels a little bit less hectic than
Yeah.
Disneyland.
You get drinks there too.
Yeah.
And then everything like there's like there's a cappuccino cart, and you go to the cappuccino cart, and they're like they can put like Kahlua in it or Bailey's.
Yeah.
Like there's just alcohol available everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I was like surprised by that. We got to go to Avengers Campus for the because then the next thing we did after that was the Spider-Man. Although I didn't go on that, but we went to Avengers Campus. And have you guys gone to the Avengers Campus?
I haven't
Yeah.
gotten to
I
do it
have
yet.
not.
Yeah. What'd you think, Renee?
I liked it. Yeah. I am a bandwagon Marvel person, so I'll go and clap and be like, look at them. I know none of their names. I know nothing that's happening. But I did you guys do the web slinger thing?
Yeah, I
Allison did
did.
it.
My arms are still sore. I was surprised. I'm not even a bandwagon
It's
Marvel person.
banana.
I don't
What
know
I
anything.
would
I was surprised
to
how
get a hold of this security footage of all of us.
I know. I was like
Actually slinging.
like screaming. I like in a like excited way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was surprisingly fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
It's sort of, but one thing we didn't see a lot of characters in the two parks, but in the Avengers, I think they're making more of an effort to make sure that, you know, there's always superheroes around. And it was kind of like, first of all, if you've been to a lot of Comic-Cons, it's sort of like people in it just feels like people in cosplay. It doesn't feel like, you know, when you see Goofy, that's a big deal. Okay, that's a big deal. Right?
What if you see Goofy at Comic-Con?
Not as big a deal. You know, but you're not gonna see Goofy at Comic-Con because no one's doing the big ass. But but you know, you see like the Zoe Saldana character from Guardians. It's like, okay, there's just a girl in green makeup, whatever. But some dude, you know, who's doing the Captain America thing, and you know, he's handsome and he's obviously ripped and everything like that, and he's dressed as Captain America, and you got adults following him around like, oh my God, there's Captain America. And it's like, no, there's not Captain America.
No, that's Brandon.
There's a fucking guy in a Captain America. Get a hold of yourself, adult.
That's the pass fail there as far as that job interview is a really interesting one where, like, if you don't get hired to be like an admin clerk, you can go to a different firm and get like a slightly, a job that doesn't pay as much. But you miss out on being a grown human being dressing up as a superhero. They're like, it's not going to work out this time. You can go up to Hollywood Boulevard and just kind of do this on your own.
It can be independent.
And just hope people give you tips and get very frustrated when technically you're not allowed to ask for tips. And then you're like, you sure I can't try something else? Did you see when I did my spin? I just don't want to walk out of here with you guys regretting that you didn't hire me. No, we saw the spin. Hollywood Boulevard's just, it's about 40 miles up that way. Good luck. That's so rough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
I mean, just in general at Disneyland, you have the sort of hierarchy of jobs. You can tell that, you know, there's the people that do the characters, but even you know, you see the kids that get hired to do the Haunted Mansion, and they're like the cool kids because they get to wear like that cool Victorian outfits, and they're sort of like, you know, you can tell they've got a little bit of attitude. Like, this is not everybody wants to work at the mansion, you know, but to me, I like to give a lot of love to the guy that's like, he's you know, the older guy who has to wear like a Donald Duck outfit except without the face. Like, he's a grown man wearing a Donald Duck sailor outfit, and he's just like, as fuck. You know, it's like that guy needs the love.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does. He does.
Maybe we're all using audio equipment here, and maybe more so with Tony and Renee as a producer, but you know, when you go somewhere and they go, sorry, and there's feedback and like, oh, we have a cordless mic, sorry, guy. But it's a banquet hall or it's somewhere where like they should have their act together. And then you go to Disneyland and they're playing music that sounds really great and clear. And then like the trolley or whatever comes by and they jump off, like a group of performers all wearing wireless headsets. The music cuts out. Then there's backing music behind them and their wireless mics sound perfect.
Yeah.
That I was just standing there like, this is so impressive. There's no like feedback. Oh, sorry, gang, rough day today at Disneyland. There's a new guy working. It just all works so smoothly.
Always
and that's
works.
if you're this giant conglomerate or whatever, that's how it should be. There should be nothing, you know, that can be like criticized. Those pants were a little dirty. That's about it you could get from some of the performers. Everything else is so well done.
We saw, this is like the reverse Jenny of Disneyland. That's that stamp that had the error in it where the image was printed backwards and it was worth a lot of money. Is that what you were about to tell them, Daniel?
Oh, well, I was going to say, we were talking about this on the way home. I had the same thought of how just impressive it is that Disney is able to like just manage this many people and all of their needs and all of their everything and just have it feel effortless, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's always, you know, ice cream it just supplied. Like there's all the food and drink and waste and everything.
Insanely
and it's just
clean everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you get dragged into that tunnel and you're a worker that is like the CIA of Disneyland grabs you from behind a bush and pulls you in and it's like, you go that tap dancing.
Yeah.
You're gonna, and you signed an NDA. You can never go on a podcast and talk about how like the underbelly of Disneyland is just veins popping out of temples and people being like, "We have an image to uphold."
Except there was one chink in the Disneyland armor.
That's what I was saying. Only
And this is what
I
Allison
used
was
a
alluding
better
to.
analogy.
And that was, so we go back after our
Mine was
time at
poetic,
California
really.
Adventure. So we do after Spidey, we do Monsters Inc. And then we're like, all right, Elliot, all the rides he wants to do are in Fantasyland, so he wants to do Dumbo and Snow White and Pinocchio and Peter Pan. So it's like, all right, so we head back over to Magic Kingdom. Well, it's right when they're doing Electrical Parade. The Electric Parade's about to start, which means total fucking just people just clustered. It's just like a COVID party. Like everybody, just the sweet smell of COVID everywhere. And we're being sort of marshaled over to the right. And, you go, like, you have to do this bypass around Main Street. So that, because the whole street is like just clogged with people. So you go behind the buildings, which feels like, ooh, there's like a secret, and you go through that tunnel. And we're trying
The
to
we're
guy
like,
in the Donald Duck costume is just peeing in a bush, like, oh, churros are that way, folks. Churros are right around the corner.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we were like, oh, this is going to be so great. Everyone's watching the parade. We're going to have no lines. And we were wrong.
Cinderella's having a smoke with Jafar. So then we come out. Okay, so then we go out to the. So now you're at the other side of Main Street, which is closer to the castle, closer to Fantasyland, and you can they have that lane. You can kind of cut across the parade route, to get to the
I
other
know
side.
that some people want to draw a map in their head, but I'm just going to say what happened. We
No,
got
you're
to
not, because I'm telling the
All
story.
right, fine.
All right. So we get over there, and we find a cast member, and we're like, how do we get from here to, 50 feet away?
Fantasyland.
How do we get to Fantasyland? And he said what?
He didn't know.
He didn't fucking know.
Oh, sure.
And
I
said,
think that they have to execute him now.
I said,
He said,
"You're at
I don't
fucking Home
fucking-"
Depot.
He
You wanna
didn't know. He
where
didn't
the-
say I don't fucking know, but he was clearly like unsure.
He's like, I don't know.
He was like,
maybe just go up to Galaxy's Edge and then come
Yeah.
around and then you can jump the fence and then tunnel under and you can get to. It's like if you're at Home Depot and you ask any employee where the fucking washers are, where the fucking lug nuts. I want to know where the gasket for the air conditioners are. They'll tell you exactly the aisle. And I expect that from Disney. Know how to get to Fantasyland.
Yeah, he just seemed
Seems
he was
basic.
like he seemed unsure. He was like,
Appropriately grovel?
no.
Did he, without
nice, though.
question, work there?
He was nice.
Oh shit.
He's like, I'm at Disneyland. I dress like this.
Good question.
It's my. I don't know how you want. I'm where I want to be.
He was
Get
wearing
off
a
my
sailor's
cape.
costume. I figure that's
Yeah, he's lederhosen. Obviously worked at Matterhorn. I gotcha.
he worked. He had the baton. He had the. You don't have a baton if you're not directing people or
No, he did.
aircraft.
He did work there. Yeah, he had a name
You
tag
sure it
and
wasn't
everything.
somebody that bought a lightsaber?
What if he was cosplaying as someone who worked there?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very possible.
No, he did work there. Yeah, no, he was like, "Oh, I think you go." Yeah, I mean, I think he was probably pretty new. But then our friend was like, "What about if you do this?" He's like, "Oh, I think that should work." It was weird.
guess what?
That's what I'm saying about it being it was special. You never run into that sort of uncertainty at Disneyland.
He's a real
I feel like-
unicorn,
Yeah,
like a run-down homeless unicorn.
but still, the rarity makes it special.
Here's the
Rareness?
thing, though. Guess what? They fucking closed Fantasyland for the parade. So
Yeah.
sorry, kids. You have to watch the parade. Hope you like parades, because that's what you get to do. You get to watch a bunch of people float by.
Most people like parades, though, except Daniel hates them.
I'm okay with the electrical parade, but yeah,
It's a bop. It's fun.
It hugs.
It's 90% the song. It's 90%
Sam
the
Parade's hug.
They hug.
music.
Oh man, they spoon. You know what else? But you know what would never let you down.
Tell us, Queen.
Queen of Segways has entered the chat. Do. I'm looking for like a regal sound. Exactly what I was thinking of. Switchcraft. Let's be honest. Match 3 games can be fun to play, but most of them are pretty similar. Sure, the themes and symbols change, but at the end of the day, it all feels like the same old game. When's the last time you played a mobile game that really felt new? You need to play Switchcraft. It is a super duper fun match 3 game, but I almost feel like describing it as a match 3 game doesn't bring about the right picture in your mind, because yes, it has elements of a match 3 game, but it has this narrative and you get totally drawn into the story of it. And then it uses match 3 elements in this really clever way. It's got these diverse characters. There's tons of different levels to play. So in Switchcraft, you take on the role of Bailey, a witch at Pendle Hill, the world's top academy of witchcraft. You play your way through hundreds of enchanting match 3 levels, revealing a dark and winding mystery story. So you're like, you're engrossed by the story, and then there's these match 3 elements to get to different levels. It all starts with the disappearance of your best friend. Now it's up to you to unravel the mystery of her disappearance using your magical match 3 skills. And then along the way, you find unique characters, a gripping story, and even a little romance. The best part is that your choices in the game determine the outcome of the story, so you're in the driver's seat. You can interact with more than 85 unique characters from all kinds of cultural backgrounds, as well as characters that are disabled and LGBTQ. Through all your choices, you'll be able to make friends, meet enemies, and even fall in love. The drama is real. Explore a realm of magic, mystery, and romance. Download Switchcraft on your mobile phone for free today. And I also want to tell you guys about Brightland. If you're like me, you love olive oil, but there's a lot of inferior oil out there. Some quote-unquote olive oils are actually blends made with inferior or old oils, damaged by exposure to light, heat, or air, or made with fillers. This podcast is sponsored by Brightland, a California-based company that offers fresher, healthier olive oils and vinegars made only from the freshest local harvests, grown without pesticides, never overprocessed, and made without fillers or artificial preservatives. Brightland only works with small California-based family-run farms. Their partner farms use no herbicides or pesticides that harm workers and the planet, and pay all workers fair and legal wages. Brightland oils are shipped right to you in recyclable bottles that are coated to protect the oils from UV light damage, and they use sustainable packaging for shipping. If you love to cook, Brightland has you covered with the Duo, a well-rounded pair of extra virgin olive oils that will elevate any dish. So the Duo consists of Awake and Alive. Awake is an olive oil full of robust flavor that works well with breads and hearty soups, and then Alive is a smoother olive oil perfect for roasted vegetables and salads. They're both so good. I use them both equally. You can't go wrong with either of them. They're both so delicious. But I recommend the Duo because then you have both of them. Go to brightland.co/bestfriend to try the Duo and give your cooking some added flair and flavor. That's brightland.co, brightland.co/bestfriend to save 10% on your order of the Duo. Thanks, Brightland, for sponsoring this podcast. Okay. More stuff to get to. I wanted to ask David about his experience on the Great North, and congratulations. You were a few different voices, right? You were like 3 different voices?
I was. Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah,
That is cool.
It was really neat. Yeah, it was fun. It was I've been recording these little audio sketches on my own, and I give people a script, and then when they come over in person, you're just making sure the levels are a certain way, and then you might go, oh, try that again this way. And you think with and I think maybe it's different with acting, because you go into wardrobe and you have all these things that feel very much here might be your trailer or your dressing room, or things that it's a full on, oh, you're immersed kind of in the world, and maybe you're walking down the hall and there's so and so, or I don't know what experiences I'm referring to, but just the feeling that like it's in depth, and maybe you had to like really study lines and practice how you're going to walk and how you're going to move. And I love that with voice acting, there's none of that. It's just saying the lines, and we really didn't. I don't know. I've auditioned so many times, and I'll be in like the booth. There was a time when I had like voiceover agents. And so we would do like 15 takes. You know, it'd be like, I'd have a picture of this character in front of me, and it was always for like a pilot for something. And they would go, all right, what do you think for this one? I go, how about a guy that kind of talks like this? And they're like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, and then we would do like 10 takes. Put your clothes over there, and then step over here, and then we'll fight.
This is great shit.
Great show. I mean, this is the S Diggity, this show. Put your clothes over there, and then we'll fight.
I love this. Who is this
Say
character?
your clothes over there. We got a box of trunks on. We got to fight. And
Did you write that?
yeah, no. This is definitely what I remember. This is copy. Put your clothes over there. We're gonna fight with our trunks on, and you help me put my gloves on, and I'll put your gloves. We'll bite the tape as we wrap our wrists. You gotta be safe when you're wrapping your wrists. And then we box with a big ass gloves, but keep your clothes over there. This is all copy that, like, and I would do like 50 takes of this, and the person behind the booth would be like, yeah, good. Try a little bit this way. And this is all just to send something in where you're like, whew, it must be competitive. And you think of someone like listening to all those auditions, and they just hear, hey, put your clothes. Nope. Hey, put your clothes. Nope. Hey, put your clothes. Nope. And then I'm like, come on. And I didn't get into the whole copy. And so it was so, because, you know, Wendy's our friend. It was just so comfortable and easy. It was really fun. It was just like having anyone come over, like to my house, basically the same way I would be with them. Like, I don't know, however you want to do it. Try it like this, whatever's the funniest to you. So it was really comfortable and easy and great. And I tried to be not like shoot the shit at all, because I know how busy she is. So it was just like, hello, let's start. And that was it. It was really fun, though. But it took like 40 minutes in total, which was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's so cool. And where did you record it?
In, I think, Burbank or Studio City, somewhere kind of a valley adjacent. And I, just like the meeting, I kind of read something wrong, or thought I had read it wrong, where it was like, show up to the parking lot and, you know, because of protocols, call someone, they'll come out and get you. And I was a little early, so I kind of stretched and was just trying to make sure that my old decrepit body felt okay. And then I called the person, and really I was supposed to just come around and knock on the door and kind of do this, but I was going, you know, kind of verbatim off of my to-do thing. So I took a sip of water, and then I called the person, and they answered quick. And I don't know if that caused it or not, but like some water went in the wrong pipe.
No.
And so I'm here to do voice. Just like gasping for air. And I was just like, what? Who is here? And I had to kind of compose myself. I'm like, I'm here to talk professionally. Let me in.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Love it. I loved it. Tell it again. That was fun.
But then after that, it was great. No, I wasn't nervous at all. It was so, I love animation so much. And I feel like if there are cameras and all the stuff and actors that you have to act across, then, you know, maybe there's a feeling there's vulnerability, but it just felt like talking. It just didn't feel like the stakes were all that high, which was nice. So, and we were kind of laughing with each other and all that too. So it wasn't like, David, do it again. Oh no, she's different. She's different at work.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, good. Yeah. Awesome. All right. I think it is time to say hello and welcome to some new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
I would like to say hello and thank you to Justin and welcome. And also hello and welcome and thank you to Brett Kruskop, who has signed up for an annual subscription, and he is at the texting level. So again, guys, there's a level where you can text me and I will text you back.
I'm not
and if
even
you're
at the texting level.
No, if you're at the level, the texting level, but you don't have the number, once you're at the level, a bunch of posts should have opened up to you on Patreon. So go back in the posts and look for them.
Allison, is there a level where we get you to pay attention to the TV show we're watching?
I don't think you can afford it.
I want to subscribe to that level.
Oh boy.
You can't afford it.
Yeah.
What TV show didn't get her attention?
Oh, none of them. All of them.
All of them.
It's just by the time we start watching, it's just late, and I just don't have. Don't have a lot of attention left, especially when I could just get into bed and watch my phone.
Watch TikTok. She's become a TikTok teen.
I mean, just a little bit. What are you guys watching?
Better Call Saul is on final.
Oh yeah, I still got to catch up
bit.
on the prior season.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're catching up right now.
Is it? Where's
AMC.
AMC?
They do the best job of anyone. They even took AMC off of a lot of, like Hulu and things like this. You have to really specifically go to, like Netflix has a deal
AMC.
with, they don't release
get
the
the
previous seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get it like a
Right.
year later.
Yeah.
So if you're like, oh, I'll wait a month or two, you have to wait until it's about a month before the new season's about to come out.
Right.
So yeah, where have we been watching it? Oh, Amazon. They have an AMC thing through that, I think.
That makes sense. Okay.
Is that where we're watching it, Daniel?
Took myself to Hulu.
Well, we're just catching up, so
Oh,
we're
yeah.
watching the old seasons on Netflix. We're like a season
That's so
behind.
good.
Yeah, I'm a season behind also.
It's one of those shows that, like, I love it so much, and then you're like, why are we a season behind? And it's because of that damn AMC app,
Yeah.
Right.
because you got to like subscribe to
It's great.
Yeah.
but it's good
Very good.
stuff.
It's weird that people were hesitant with Better Call Saul because they're like, I don't know if they're going to do as good as Breaking Bad. They forget that it's a muscle. So they're filmmaking that everyone on set is getting better at working together, at doing what they do. So like the cinematography, the staging, the writing, it took them a bit to get the world kind of established. But then once they did, like that episode where he and Mike are in the desert, this isn't spoiling anything, but they have to kind of like make their way across the desert. I don't know if you're there yet. If you're watching the most recent season, it's just nuts. It's so intense, but also like slow and paced. The writing's really good. There's a lot of really great acting. It's so fun to see that.
I think for people who
Think about it for years.
Yeah, I think for people who may have doubted it, they didn't realize what made like Breaking Bad great. Is that like the writers for that show? They just have fun writing. Like so much of what makes those shows so good is that like these are people who are really enjoying the process of creating situations and dilemmas and plots that are fun to watch and fun to watch get resolved. And that's not going to change if it's a backstory or the next thing or whatever, because it's always going to have that. It's like it's just a ride that's going to be fun to go on. It's not so story dependent.
Yeah, that makes sense. I only watched the pilot. I think that's all that's out. Of I Love That For You, the new Vanessa
Oh, yeah,
Bayer,
I've been
Molly
wanting to watch
Shannon
that.
Yeah, I want to watch
episode.
that too.
I loved it. I thought it was, but I'm also I love Vanessa Bayer. I love Molly Shannon. Jesse Klein, I think, is the show for it. She's hilarious. But yeah, it's the premise is a gal would love to be the host of like a home shopping network. And what she does to get the part. And it's great. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that. Tony is friends with her and her brother, yes?
Yeah, known them for a very long time. I've known her pre-SNL. Yeah.
Looky there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Seems great. Great.
Yeah, she's great. Her brother used to be, well, he still will do some music writing as well, like a music journalist. So I knew him from my touring days, and then sometimes she would come with him to shows. And it was my favorite thing, and like now you think back on it, it's like, well, it kind of ruined her joke, but like back in like 2006 or something like that, she came with her brother Jonah, hung out at a show, and you know, at that point she was just like doing comedy in Chicago, and that was about it. And so she like came onto our tour bus and like gave us a signed headshot. And like as a joke, you know, and then but now she's huge.
We love it.
Yeah,
It's worth a lot. Exactly. You're going to make fortune off that. That's cool. Wait, so you grew up with them? How do you know them? Just through music?
Yeah, just because of her brother Jonah. He used to work at Alternative Press magazine. So,
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And he had interviewed you guys, right?
Yeah, we used to do a lot of stuff. Alternative Press was very nice to us over the years. And so, yeah, we would just be at the office a lot, or he would be out on Warp Tour with them and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to decide whether to share this disturbing moment that I saw at Disneyland yesterday, but now that I've mentioned it, I think I have to. But I also want to do an iTunes comment of the week. So I'll share this moment because I tweeted about it anyway. So we're at California Adventure, and I look over, and there's like this group of people, like a few adults, some kids, and there's this girl, and I think she was like dressed like a princess, which makes it sadder, and she was crying. And like, I think her mom, like a couple women near her, like a few kids. And then this guy who I'm assuming was her dad. And he's like, stop crying. Stop right now or I'll spank you. You stop right now or I'll take you into the bathroom and spank you. It's not a big deal.
Yeesh.
She was probably like, did you see her, Daniel? Or did you
I didn't
just
see any of this.
I'm going to guess she was maybe like 8, maybe. I don't know. And it just like, I wanted to fucking kill him. I mean, like, what can I do? But I was so full of rage. Like, I'm getting like very worked up even thinking about it. Just made me so, because like she had tears streaming down her face. Now look, for all I know, she was crying over something dumb. Not that makes it, not that changes it at all. Anyway, you know, she's still like, it doesn't change it. It's still awful. She probably was like that. That is part of parenting. Like your kids cry over the most insane shit. I don't know. It's just so I'm not even making sense. It bothers me so much.
No, and I think it's super tricky, Disney, because what's great is it's not as crowded anymore, and we've got the Genie Plus, and we've got the thing and thing, but it is such an investment. It is such an investment to go. So in no way, shape, or form am I defending this behavior, but I do think there is so much money that is spent, and there's such a high expectation of the fun that you should be having.
Right.
And then when that doesn't happen, everybody just flies off the handle.
Oh, yeah.
God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, like the number of times that our kids, Owen actually held it together, but the number of disappointments that happen throughout the day. Yeah, like Disneyland gets so built up, there's no way it lives up to it. But just the like.
But it's not on the child.
No, absolutely not.
Children are going to have emotional swings at Disneyland because it's such an intense experience. Like you're getting like you're eating a lot of sugar. You are getting these huge endorphin rushes. So you're gonna have big emotions. It's on the adult to be able to handle that. And when I hear that kind of parenting, when a parent says like, "Oh, you stop crying or I'll hit you," it's like, what? Like there, I don't. You could go, generously. You'd be like, well, maybe the parenting philosophy here is to teach them to toughen up, but that's not what it is. It's not like these are
just threatening.
These are
it's
stoics that are trying to get you to like really manage your emotions. It's childishness on the parents' part. You're crying, it's bothering me, and I want you to stop. It's like you got, and the fact of the matter is, like, whether or not the kid's crying is, something that is justified doesn't matter.
No, I know. I don't. I said that because I'm tired, and when I have a thought, it comes out my mouth. It's neither here nor there. That's totally doesn't matter. No, I'm disturbed by the threat of spanking, and I can't stand that is just that whole situation just makes me so enraged.
It's like, okay, the kid's crying about
so
something.
disturbing.
And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to that the fear of being hit.
Yeah.
That's going to make them feel better. It's just tactically stupid as a parent.
It's just sad.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that kid. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
me
see it.
too.
I'm sorry.
What's weird is there's defenders of it. I mean, I tweeted about it. Most people are like, upset by it, but there are a few defenders of it. And I don't know if they're trolling or if they really are defending it. And I'm sure that there's people who we talk about spanking now and again on Childish. And there always are a few people who will defend it.
I think if it's what you grew up with and you aren't, this is my feeling. Like if that's how you were raised and you're not in a you haven't become critical of your parents, let's just say. So you've accepted or I don't know how to put this, but it's like you believe you had good parents. If you've
rationalized
if
it.
you've bridged that cognitive dissonance of like, I believe my parents are good, but they hit me, and you just said, well, hitting must be good, as opposed to like maybe my parents were problematic or they didn't, you know what I mean? So I would suggest that people who think that, I feel like, am I getting myself into whatever? Who fucking cares? Don't hit your
No,
fucking
you're
kids.
not.
Fuck you if you're gonna.
What's
like,
a
don't
weirder
get at me with that
outcome?
shit.
What's a weirder outcome? Like people that had loving parents and would go, after years of therapy, I realized all of my problems stem from my parents and their narcissism, and they didn't give me the attention that I need. It turns out I needed a lot of attention. Or someone that's like, my dad, he wasn't always there for me. And if it was Sunday and he had his feet kicked up in the recliner and he was on his 8th or 9th, Miller High Life, and I came in and said something, yeah, I'd get hauled off on. And he raised me right. I love him to death.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the second thing is so much more common. It's baffling. Of like, yeah, they raised me right. They did the right thing. Like, what? It makes no sense. The other person's like, my parents never hit me, or they never did this, or there's some weird bridge thing that happens where maybe there's some thing about that little girl at Disneyland that she'll probably grow up and be like, yeah, my parents did the best job. And you're like, strangers were horrified by how your parents raised you.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone direct DM her my tweet. Let her listen to this. And I hope she leaves a nice review. Yeah, I know. But it's like, I think that kind of parenting is also bolstered by often, there's a community around it. There's not always, but I think that there's a church that says that, spare the rod, spoil the child. Like there's all these things that reinforce that idea that this is what we do.
I just think it's immaturity. I think it's like, it's hard to parent. And I'm not saying I'm a great parent, but it's fucking hard. And if you aren't, if you aren't a strong, mature person, kids can wear you the fuck down.
Because that dude in the sun all day, kids yelling, fear of like losing them in the crowd. There's a lot of emotional stuff there.
Yeah.
And then maybe he goes to his partner and is like, you're not going to love this, but I threatened to take her in the bathroom and spank her. We all know I wouldn't. The sun got to me. And then, hopefully it was one of those scenarios. Even still, it's not a great thing to say publicly, but hopefully it was
I hope it was that. I hope it was just an empty threat.
That'd be so nice.
God. I didn't think about that. That's like a
Let's give it that narrative.
Yeah. It didn't feel like it was that, but maybe it was.
But it's...
And
go ahead.
As someone said in a tweet, though, why the bathroom? Like
he knew on some level that he
needed privacy.
You don't do this in public,
right?
Yeah.
Some shame in that,
man. But what bathroom do you go into?
Right.
Shake this little girl in the women's room, and there's a lot
bathroom.
of moms in there. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
and then he's just clubbed to death in a Disneyland bathroom.
Imagine that you're going to the bathroom, and then from one of the stalls, you just hear some little girl just screaming bloody murder.
No.
I don't know. I don't have a lot.
That's
of
the
patience.
best scenario, I think. That he's
Yeah.
just in a
Clubbed to
pool
death.
of blood, and these women step around that, honey. All right, we have a missing child here. Let's get the mom on the phone.
Yes.
Great.
Um,
We'll go with that. That's what happened. That's how that ended.
Tony, can we share the text that you shared with me?
You'll
About
have to be more
Owen.
specific, but probably about Owen.
About your mom?
Oh, yeah. I don't care.
Okay. So Tony sent me a screen grab of a text that I got to find it, that Tony's mom sent him. Tony didn't even know that his mom listened to the show. So Ms. Thaxton listens, and it says, let me see if I can find it. This was great. It says,
This
have
just
you
was
heard
out of nowhere, by the way, too. Yeah.
have you heard if Allison's son pooped yet?
I love.
Oh,
I love that she
cute.
cares.
So, and as I told you, and I'll tell the listeners, yes, he finally pooped. It finally happened the day before we went to Disneyland.
I was just like, if this kid doesn't poop today,
we were
not
gonna
going to Disneyland.
we were gonna have to not go to Disneyland because there's no way we were gonna bring that loaded butt to Disneyland.
I mean,
So,
I like
thankfully,
poop. I think poop works.
We were like, I was just determined, and so we did all this. You know, we gave him like a laxative, or whatever, and then he. But by the way, that doesn't always work with those kids. They got
he's got an iron
is what I
sphincter.
call him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I took the iron sphincter out to the backyard, and we were running around. And Allison's like, "Why don't you go for a walk?" Which is, of course, duh. So I'm like halfway down the block, and then it was just like an airbag deployed, like, in the diaper. And it's like, oh, here we go. So then it totally worked.
Smart call.
So yeah, if you ever have trouble going walking, I think that was the key. Yeah. So yes, yeah. To answer
Your mom's question.
Mrs.
Yes.
Thaxton.
Yes, and thank
It's
you
big.
for
I'm excited to
wondering.
hear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Congratulations, you guys.
yeah.
It's big.
Big
Yeah.
day.
It's, just, it's very stressful.
Is that why you went to Disneyland?
I can imagine.
To celebrate?
To celebrate.
But there was an article in the New York Times. I haven't read it. Daniel told me about it, and then I was trying to find it. I read something about it saying that Tucker Carlson had there's these metrics that give you minute by minute information on audience retention during news shows, and that it says that Tucker Carlson has access to minute by minute, audience data so that he knows that if he talks about this, the audience is thinking this, and if he talks about this, which is why
He
according
tailors
to-
his content to
what
retains
plays
the
best,
audience, and it turns
which is
out
why
that-
he's swung from no, Daniel, I didn't read it, so let me explain it. Which is why he's swung from at one point, kind of doing a little bit of back and forth to white nationalism exclusively.
It turns
pretty
out
much.
white nationalism is what keeps his audience.
Yeah.
riveted.
So anyway, what I'm hearing is people want to know about Owen's bowels. That's what I've taken away from this.
Yeah.
Seems right. Yeah.
You guys, this has been a delightful show. I have an iTunes comment of the week. I'm going to hold it till next week, much like my son does. So please get more comments in, and then we'll do a couple of them. Leave us a nice comment. Click 5 stars, my favorite number. Listen to my other podcast, Childish and Upwardly Weekly. Follow me on social media at Allison Rosen. Sign up for Patreon. Subscribe to my free newsletter, AllisonRosen.substack.com. Renee, where might we find you?
Sure. Yeah. Nowhere to be found these days. Still on Instagram at Renee Colvert _. I'm going to Big Sur this weekend,
Ooh,
so I'm
fun.
sure you'll see a lot of pictures of sea lions if you wanna watch that.
I
that's,
do.
That's basically it, and then everything else behind the scenes these days. So just Instagram. That's all I got.
Dave, what about you?
DavidHuntsberger.com. There are links to my latest album, previous albums, this thing called Big Nothingness, which I talked a lot about on this show over the course of making it, which is on YouTube and Vimeo. I do a podcast called Space Cave, where I interview artists and scientists. And Wendy Molina, who does The Great North and Bob's Burgers, and I do a podcast called These Are Those Tapes, which hopefully will have a new season coming out soon. We're nearly done. And I have another animated show that I'm in where this character is going to fight finally city lights, baby. But I can't disclose the name. No, I'm kidding on that. But my friend James Urbaniak, who's in the latest episode of Better Call Saul, did a full-length audio sort of movie, and I play a part in that. And I will share a link to that somewhere, probably on my website, I guess. But that was really fun to be a part of. So, I'm forgetting the name. Anyway, look up James. I'm sure on his Twitter. If you want to listen to a movie, it's a really fun one.
Cool. Daniel, what about you?
Yeah, you can find me at Daniel Quatz, Twitter and Instagram, and check out Russian Doll season 2. My friend
Oh, yeah,
Alex,
I need to do that too.
directed it, and I haven't had a chance to start it yet because we've been busy, but it looks amazing.
I liked the first season.
Yeah, and he's just like a hugely talented dude. So
he's been
support
on my
that.
show.
Yes.
Alex Buono and Reese Darby. Is that his last name?
Oh,
Thomas?
Reese
Reese
Darby.
Not Reese Darby.
Yeah.
Reese
yeah,
Thomas.
Reese Thomas. Yeah. So
So go back and listen to the episode because
Check
they
it
also did
out.
documentary now. Yeah, listen to them. And Tony Thaxton, what about you?
Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
and the Motion City Soundtracks tour starts in. I think I said Motion City Soundtracks.
I think you
Call
said
us-
Soundtrack Store.
Something weird happened, but you know what I meant. That tour starts in June and goes into July.
wow.
Let's hope. Fingers crossed this time. So yeah, that's getting close. Get those tickets, and also yeah. So before I leave, and then start next week, right? Tony's Picks comes
That's
back.
right. More
and
Tony's
I
Picks.
think we'll be in person for those. Hopefully, maybe. We couldn't today because David Huntsberger didn't want to, apparently. But
Although,
Also me, also Michael.
yeah, but also I was thinking about it. Given our Disneylanding, it's probably smart not to.
no, this is all Dave's fault.
This little bit of ribbing, guys, is a farewell appearance.
Oh no!
I won't
Thanks,
have
Tony.
it. I'm sick of you COVID truthers bullying the rest of us.
That's
Go to your
me. That's my
goddamn
thing
red
now,
hat
bullying.
rallies, Tony. That's what's happening at these tours. They're passing out all this propaganda and all this business. He secretly supports Tucker Carlson. That's why he brought him up, loves him.
Wait,
That's why he asked me to bring him up.
Yeah, you love him. You think he's great. You think
He made
COVID's a
me bring him
hoax.
up.
To be in this little cabin, huffing into each other's faces. Get you kidding me?
You guys, thank you so much for listening. Everyone, thank you so much for being on the show. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show?